Nowadays, the importance of caring for our surroundings and the environment for the preservation of the planet is undeniable. The responsibility to move towards a better future must fall on each one of us, since every change, no matter how small, has a global impact. We can include 7 measures to reduce the environmental impact that specialists recommend to reduce the environmental impact as a civilization. We are aware that most of them can be transferred to the individual level. It is only necessary to move from theory to practice. The first thing is to be aware of the real problem. Understand that sustainability is the only way to address the problems that our impact has had on our environment. Only then we'll be able to understand and internalize the importance of taking actions as soon as possible, based on responsibility and commitment. Because initiating changes with a better planet as our horizon is the most motivating thing to do. A large number of companies have decided to incorporate ecological design in their products to reduce their environmental impact. This preference is being established throughout the world. The main objective is to reduce the use of polluting materials such as plastic. In exchange, more sustainable and easily recyclable materials are chosen. Choosing renewable and clean energies is a measure that helps to reduce the impact and carbon footprint. Renewable energies are the essential partner against climate change. Renewable energies do not emit greenhouse gases in energy generation processes, which reveals them as the cleanest and most viable solution to environmental degradation. This choice can have repercussions ranging from the contracting of suppliers to the preferential use of electric vehicles. Companies that choose to purchase zero-kilometer products contribute to local development and maintain a more environmentally friendly mode of production, avoiding the environmental cost of transporting goods over thousands of kilometers. This type of planting measure to recover deforested territories has its origins in Germany since the 18th century. It was then that the management of forest resources became necessary to minimize the impact on the environment. This gave rise to the concept of sustainable development. Nowadays, many companies are incorporating these measures. Incorporating messages in company and brand communications to raise awareness and sensitize people to current environmental problems. This is an extraordinary way of contributing, becoming a model and a reference. Thus, we can see how companies of different sizes and sectors share messages supporting causes of defending rights. These contributions raise awareness and allow the brand to establish more emotional bonds with its public. Companies should create a specific packaging prevention plan, use new biodegradable materials. Among the trends already in the works, coating with advanced properties for recyclable packaging materials, bioplastics from organic waste in 24 hours, zero rigid packaging waste, eco-design for new barrier films, among others. These changes have a greater impact. However, as individuals, it is a good option to choose as a client those companies that apply these types of measures so you will be part of these changes. On the other hand, we can make small actions that contribute to this change from now on and incorporate the above examples to your way of acting and consuming. Here are 4 areas of your life in which you can make small changes that will make a big difference. Modify the way you consume and feed yourself. For example, choose seasonal and packaged products and buy the amount you really need. This helps to reduce the environmental impact on their territories. Even reducing the consumption of food such as meat or cheese means a great change for the environment, since it is estimated that to produce a kilo of meat you need 2,400 liters of water, while for half a kilo of cheese you need 2,500 liters of water. Try to choose clothes that have been made and manufactured following sustainability criteria. Opt for local brands and try not to get carried away by fashions to make them more durable. In fact, the fashion industry is one of the most polluting industries. The environmental impact of the textile industry extends throughout its entire commercial ecosystem, from production, distribution and display to procurement, care and laundering processes, and finally disposal. The fashion industry produces more carbon emissions than all international flights and shipping combined, with the consequences for climate change and global warming. The dominant model in the sector is that of fast fashion, which offers consumers constantly changing collections at low prices and encourages frequent buying and discarding of clothes. As a consequence, garment production doubled in the period from 2000 to 2014. It is not only the environment that is affected by industry. Marine wildlife also faces the consequences of our ecological footprint and the methods used to meet our needs. Microplastics, many of them from synthetic textiles, have been found inside fish. Plan your activities and travel with the environment in mind. Select the least polluting means of transport. Be respectful of the environment you visit and its people. Tourism is far from being a non-polluting activity. The impact on the environment caused by tourists begin when they get on a plane to visit Brazil or in a car with a family to go to the coast. Another problem of tourism is the amount of garbage that can be generated. For example, at the end of 2019, several NGOs conducted a census of marine coastal garbage in Argentina. They covered 88 hectares of beaches. Almost 72,000 pieces of waste were found. 83.2% plastic. It is garbage that is thrown on the beach or originates in the continent and reaches the sea through drains and rivers. Microplastics have impacts on marine flora and fauna, but also on human health. For many years, cigarette butts was the most common waste found in the world seaside reserves. But the latest report by the NGO Ocean Conservancy found that now the most frequent litter is candy wrappers and potato chip bags. The 3 R's: reduce, reuse and recycle. Finally, we would like to remind you of this rule that encompasses all the measures we have mentioned so far. Apply reduction, reuse and recycling in your daily life, in your consumption and activities. Acquire and buy based on a real need when you stop using an object. Consider the possibility of donating or exchanging. And finally, make sure that every object you get rid of ends up in a place where it can be recycled properly. It is very nice to have a well-kept garden. It gives a sense of home and warmth that few other things can give us. But in order to keep it in that way, we often use gasoline-powered gardening equipment. By taking care of our yards and gardens with gasoline-free tools, we take care of the environment, our home and even our health. In addition to its productive function, the urban garden serves to increase the quality of life of the population by establishing a relationship between the urban and natural environment, and promoting biodiversity and ecological connectivity of habitat that benefits the balance of ecosystems. From an environmental perspective, the urban garden has other beneficial functions, since most of its surface constitutes a permeable area for the infiltration of rainwater, contributing to the reduction of surface runoff and at the same time to the recharge of aquifers. It also contributes to mitigating the effects of the so-called heat island, which is a phenomenon that manifests itself in the difficulty of dissipating heat during nighttime hours and can be felt more intensely and densely built up urban areas due to height rates of building, lack of green spaces, abundance of polluting gases and heat generation through cooling and combusting systems. We can still do better and make our planet more livable for ourselves and future generations. I hope you enjoyed this video and find me every day on the Reels. See you soon!